Hello, this is Roy, and wanted to do an update. I actually haven't done one in a long time. Since my last update, I've built the grow box. I finished it, and it's probably been about 3 months. And I finally put up the T-frames, and I also put up the canopies. And I wanted to show you what my garden looks like. I just planted some more plants. Those are cucumbers and squash from Home Depot. Hopefully they last this time. This one I planted about 2 months ago, and it's finally taken off. We've had bugs or something that's been eating everything. So, and you can still see there's holes in the leaves, and hopefully it won't kill it. But look at this one. I just planted it, and something eats it at night. So, because of the bugs or pests, I haven't been able to harvest anything yet. Since 3 months, so I haven't been back here taking care of it every day either. Just been busy with car problems. But here's what I did with the canopy. T-frames I put up basically to a T, just like the Mittleider and LDS Prepper suggested. But the canopy I did 3 different ways, and I finally ended up liking this method, because I didn't want to drill holes in these 45s to mount them on here, because what if I wanted to use these when I move? I want to take these off, and I want to reuse them maybe for plumbing, if for any reason. Also, I had those metal fasteners. Those, I mean, I would have had to do that all the way down. Look at how many I created, and I didn't want to spend my time doing that. Instead, and I put these on the inside first, but then I figured there's no reason why I can't put them on the outside, because I'm not using those metal brackets that will cut the plastic or whatever I put over this. I'll just sand these holes down. But what I did was I drilled a bigger hole here for the screw, and then another hole in the back, and I made these about the same length as a 2x4, which is about 3.5, and I made all of them, put all those in first, screwed them. They're not moving either, they're pretty tight. And I got this idea from the canopies down here that LDS Prepper did, where you pound these in the ground, and then you put some 3/4 inch pipe in it to hold it in place. It's a good idea, and it's easy to come on and off. So I did the same thing here, and I did a 45 here, put a 3/4 inch down here, and this is all scheduled 200 psi, I believe, and then another 45 here, because I did these 6 feet like LDS Prepper did, but it would only left me a foot, and I had a hole here, would have only left me this much space to walk inside the garden, which isn't that much. So I wanted to angle it out a bit, so I put another 45 here, and see how I kind of curved it. And I put another one of these bigger pipes here, so this PVC would go inside of it and hold it in place. And I cut these 2 feet, pounded them in 1 foot, and then these are 7 feet lengths right here, which are the same lengths as the canopies up there. So everything was 7 feet, easy to cut, didn't have to measure as much, and they all fit. So it's getting the sun's going down, so I'm trying to get a good picture here before and finish up. So here's my walkway. I have plenty of room now, and I'm gonna put bird netting on this, and I'll have to do that tomorrow, because there's a ton of birds that go inside this bush behind me. They just, during the day, there's got to be literally like hundreds of birds in there, and those were coming and eating my garden too, because I put up some mouse traps, and I was catching birds, and I felt bad because I didn't want to kill them. So instead I put up some bird netting over these small canopies to keep them out until I can build this big canopy. But you can see that bush is all birds in here, so I got to keep them out. So now I'm going to put up bird netting I ordered off of Amazon, which should cover this. Here's my walkway, so I can leave this up all the time. And it's pretty strong, these PVCs, because it's not only supported down here with this pounded in the ground. This is pushing against this joint, which raises this up straight, and then the arch goes around, and so it's constant pressure being applied on both sides, pushing it up. So it's pretty strong. I think it'll hold up against the wind, just like this. But if it doesn't, what I'll do is I'll put the 2x4s from here down, although I don't like that idea because it'll only give me a foot to work with if I put them straight down, but that would support the T-frames from swaying. But I put the T-frames in when I first did it. I watched the LDS Prepper's video, and I only put them 12 feet in the ground from the top of the grow bed, which meant they're only 6 feet in the ground from the base, and then topsoil, of course, another 6 inches, and these things were not strong enough. So I had to take them all out. This time I put them 16 inches into the ground, leaving about another 6 inches of topsoil. So they're 20 inches deep from the top of the grow bed. And that seems to give it a lot more support. So my mistake, I just didn't, and I figured it out because after watching LDS, he put the T-frames in before he filled the soil bed with the sand and the sawdust. So he was measuring from the ground. Another thing I have in my garden is solar lights. So I have solar lights here on each side. I'm going to get a couple more, so at night it looks really nice lit up. And another reason for the solar lights is because I have a wireless security camera, and I got this off of Amazon. It was $225. It's a new one. And the reason I got it is because I wanted to see what was eating my garden, so I could zoom into all of these plants down here. If it detects motion, it starts recording. I can watch it from my cell phone. I can watch it from my computer at work. It'll set off an alarm. I just now started getting it working, and I don't like running electricity to the garden because if you can look, it goes all the way from the patio. So I'm going to eventually get a solar panel for the security cam out here, so it works off the grid pretty much. So I have that camera, and it also has presets. So I have it shooting, let's say, over here to the left for a minute, and then it goes over to the right for a minute, and it goes all the way around in a circle, and it goes back and forth for a minute at a time, recording the entire garden in my backyard and the chickens. Tomorrow I'm going to put up the bird netting. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to zoom out now and show you what the grow bed looks like. There it is. It's actually 30 feet long inside the grow bed. So it's 32 I think it's a little longer than 30 feet. It's about 32 feet grow bed. And I did that because I didn't want to cut those 2x6s shorter. I just used them the length that I bought them. And then I ran the plumbing. I did the plumbing wrong when I first installed it. I didn't use the right drill bit. I had to go and get the other drill bit after I put holes and laid it all down. It was not squirting out like it should. So what I did was I recycled those ones with the holes, and I'm glad I got to use them for the canopy instead. And then I went and bought new ones, and I drilled the holes, and it's working a lot better. Plus, I didn't plant the plants close enough to the PVC last time, so I did plant them closer. Temporarily, I just ran a water system for the chickens that I needed. It's just temporary because we were going on vacation. They needed water, and then I need to finish this PVC and grow something right here. I do need some suggestions because this first-time gardener. and the first time I'm using this system as a start. And the way I'm planting, I mean, I'm planting all my cucumbers here. I did have a lettuce patch here. All the lettuce died because something ate it, except for that one kale. I have all my peppers here in one location. Those are some onions. That is a stevia plant. And then I have, what was this? Broccoli. And then I have some Edmonds right there. I have a rosemary. I have tomato plants. I have not pruned these. I had to look online and learn how to prune tomatoes. And a strawberry patch. And then I had, I have some cilantro, parsley, not basil, I forgot what that was. But some herbs on that side. But as you can see, I try to group them, but if you have any better ideas on how I should plant things, the location-wise, because like I put the tomatoes here, it's going to overrun everything. Strawberries, those are going to grow, it's already branching off, and if it gets big enough, it's going to start going inside all of the herbs. So I might have done that wrong. And then come over here. What else am I concerned about? I don't think these will start growing against anything else, but I guess just the tomatoes for now. But I'm sure there is a science to this, where you're supposed to grow certain things next to each other. I know I'm supposed to do it a certain distance apart. I have this right here, it's totally empty, so I don't know what to plant there yet. And that's about it. That's about all I have to say about my update. Just comment if you have any questions or advice. I'm happy to hear about it, and I'll reply. And hey, it'll make a difference. All right, thank you.